Okay, so I believe that recording is working. Hello, good evening. Thank you for coming to this presentation. I appreciate all of the audience members coming out and being willing to sit through the speech. This is my deliberative speech for the spring of 2024 public speaking semester. Dirty Jobs was one of my favorite shows growing up. I think that the charisma that Mike Rowe had, as well as just the quality of the show, really not only caught my attention, but showed me that there are just many jobs that people overlook that we just can't do without as a society. Um, my goal today, this evening, is to discuss with you why it is that some students should not only be allowed to go pursue technical fields, but really be encouraged to pursue technical fields outside of high school in the same way that college students are encouraged to go for higher education outside of college. I think that they should get the same encouragement. I plan on discussing the value of higher education because obviously higher education is very valuable, but I would also like to discuss how some kids are just predisposed to hands-on technical education, how some kids are predisposed to blue collar jobs. I would also like to discuss the viability and the benefits that these blue collar jobs, these technical careers have for students, as well as some of the benefits to pursuing a technical career outside of high school over maybe a college education. I believe that this is a very important topic, and I believe that the topic is something that we all have a stake in because at the end of the day, our civilization needs a diverse workforce. And I think that it's very important that we don't overestimate the value of a college education to the detriment of understanding the value of a technical education and a technical workforce. So without any more delay, let me start by saying that college is not a bad thing. So I myself am a college student. I have pursued both technical education and higher education at a community college, and they both benefited me very, very much. I benefited from both of them. However, in my experience, I will say that technical education is very often overlooked or underestimated when compared to higher education. Um, if you look at an article published on Indeed, one of the things that they pointed out is that there are very many benefits to a college education for the people that were on their platform pursuing jobs. And their article titled 11 benefits to having a college degree, they pointed out that there's a very wide range of benefits ranging from um, personal growth to higher wages to more job opportunities. So there's no doubt that there's no doubt that there's an abundance of reasons to get a college education. Getting that college shows an employer that you have the academic capability as well as the discipline to go down a hard road and stick with it in order to really gain a good understanding of whatever field it is that you're looking to pursue. However, even though many of these people benefit from this college education, it's important to recognize that not everyone should go to college, in my opinion, at least. For myself, I'll use myself as an example. I struggle in a classroom setting as well as many other people I know. No two people are the same. No two people learn exactly the same way. So where a classroom setting may very much benefit a student, right? A classroom benefit may be a detriment to some students. It may be a roadblock to some students. I think we can all not just sympathize, but I think that we can all bring out an example of a student who wouldn't pay attention in class. They couldn't understand algebra, they couldn't understand chemistry to save their life. But when it came to operating machinery or working on a car, it was like it was the back of their hand. They just knew it. Okay. And I think that we ought to really set up our education system to encourage students to capitalize on the talents and the gifts that they have whether or not that pushes them towards a technical career, right? A blue collar job or higher education. I've thought of I've seen many examples firsthand of class clowns that, you know, do not do well in a classroom environment, who get into a job, whether that's blue collar, white collar, whatever, and they absolutely thrive and succeed and become an asset. And I think that the trades are just an excellent opportunity for people to really find what they're capable of if they don't succeed in a classroom environment. And this is not even to mention the fact that there is a high demand for skilled labor. I have worked with 5 companies in the past year, ranging from electrical construction to concrete work to general contracting to a power plant. And one thing that's universal and across the board is that they are experiencing a workforce shortage due to the baby boomer generation that is retiring in droves. That's just not getting replaced by the up and coming generation, especially and while this work shortage is everywhere, it's especially evident in blue collar jobs and trade industries. It's startling. And this means that, the people that choose to pursue these industries, right? If you look at the laws of supplies and demand, if there's not enough people to fill these slots, the people who are willing to get in and do these jobs are able to negotiate very high wages. For example, right, if you look at the Connecticut, let me see, if you look at the Connecticut average salary according to talent.com, we see a salary of $69,310 a year. Now, if you compare that to the salary of an electrician in Connecticut, according to careerexplorer.com, right? Maybe I have that mixed up. Yes, I apologize. That's my bad. So the average Connecticut salary is from MarketWatch. The average electrician salary is from talent.com. But we compare those and we get $69,310 a year compared to $75,068 a year. And then if you look at a higher paying, higher skilled job, such as like an elevator mechanic in Connecticut, and that's from careerexplorer.com, we have an average annual income of $118,440 a year. Now, again, none of this speech is to discourage college-bound students. What it simply meant is to point out that there are avenues to thrive outside of a college environment. And these are 2 examples of jobs that don't require a college degree and that pay you to learn that, that pay you to learn while you're still earning an above average salary. So, and the last thing that I want to mention is that, a lot of students who go on to college have to take out a loan. And according to CNN, the average student loan from the 2021 to 2022 academic school year was $29,400. Now, this number in and of itself is stifling, but then if you add to that a 3.71% interest, which was the national average that year, over a 10-year period, it ends up being a $50,000 loan. Now, this is insane, right? Not to mention the fact that that can delay buying a house, affording to raise a family, affording to buy that car. The point being, the number itself is massive, but that can cause massive issues in your life, right? And that can seriously stunt progress. Now, many people go to college and end up with some sort of job that outweighs the cost of the debt. And if that's the case, that's fantastic. But there are many people who go to college and the weight of the debt that they have is not outweighed by the job that waits for them on the other side. And as we pointed out before, there are many skilled jobs in Connecticut that do not require a college degree that you can come out earning an above average salary. The difference is that when you go into a college, you pay to learn. In a trade, they pay you to learn. My last point, I'm just going to look at a comparison. It's been talked about, for years, but the website that I found it on was, if I can find it, was highprofile.com. So it's a comparison between a doctor and a plumber. And they started out at the same time. They graduated high school. Plumber went right into the union. Doctor went to medical school for another 8 years, I believe it is. And by the time that the doctor was done with his college education, his residencies, and was putting money away and actually like paying off his college debt, it took the doctor 23 years to surpass the um the value, the monetary value of the plumber, right? Again, this is not to discourage anyone from pursuing a college degree. The point here is that the trades are a viable option for many people, and they are just not encouraged the way that they should. College is fantastic. College changes people's lives, but trades do that as well. And trades are just incredibly undervalued. So in conclusion, we've discussed the fact that college isn't for everyone. We've discussed that there's money to be made in the trades, and we've discussed that there's benefits for a trades career versus just going straight into college. This speech is not intended to dissuade anyone who wants to go to college. It's simply to point out that these trades are viewed as lesser careers when we can't do that because our society needs a diverse workforce to thrive. And you can't fit a square peg in a round hole. Students are going to need to go and do whatever it is that they're best suited for. And we as a culture need to encourage technical education. We need to encourage blue collar jobs because at the end of the day, our society needs a carpenter as much as it needs a college graduate. Thank you. Have a great day.